Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to 22 Panels. And I'm sad. I was talking to my friend Dennis this week, and I mentioned that I'd scheduled, I think, 11 recordings and in a 7-day period. He told me I should fire my scheduler. Um, and I told him that I was the scheduler, and he said, doesn't matter, heads must roll. So, Phil, I know it's weird that to lose us both in one week with Tyler stepping away yesterday. Uh, but I can't do it anymore. It's 22 panels, no more. I'm keeping copyright on 22 panels, by the way. You're gonna have to rename the podcast. 22 panels is no more. But I mean, do your thing. I'll keep recording for today.
Because for today we are playing Die. Hello, I am Phil. I am the game master of this session. Tad, we are. I was expecting a more of a Tyler tribute than a Dennis Kitchen friendship moment, but we're happy.
Oh,
We're happy with
oh,
it.
was it that, yeah, I mean it is that Dennis, but that's why I know that like if he tells me I need to fire my scheduler, he's probably right. He's very experienced at this sort of thing.
He's only run
Um,
successful underground publishing for how long
but
now?
but 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 I mean it is also true that like Phil, I like you, but going on without Tyler is just I don't
I
know if I
understand.
can do it.
I understand. He's Tyler's one in a million. He really is. For all the Tylers in comics, there'll only be one Johnson. Um,
I mean, Johnson's a pretty common last name, so I
is
don't
it
know if I don't want to necessarily guarantee that there will only be one Tyler Johnson.
only one at a time at least? Anyway,
I mean,
uh,
I know somebody whose last name is Johnson, whose first name is much less common, and she still shares it with a celebrity,
interesting, interesting.
and one that's like close enough to her age that it's not like her parents named her after.
Huh? That's a good one. Uh,
So I'm just saying.
just saying. Well, since we are rebuilding everything from the ground up, I think we should start today's session with a little bit of persona generation because we are joined by a new member of the crew today. We are welcoming in. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Lee Woods, and for those of you that have been listening to 22 panels, you know me from psychopharmacology. So I'm a mental health clinician that looks at all things pop culture through a psychological lens. But this time I go through the imagination sphere, and I'm playing pretend.
There we go.
Wait,
So
whoa. This is pretend.
For some,
uh,
I
for
have to
some.
completely reorient myself now.
So
Yeah, this is pretend.
so it's pretend for everyone except for Tad, and me, occasionally.
It's
But
not Tad anymore. He lost that.
we did. He doesn't respond to Tad anymore. Um, but so this is the first time we've been planning this since the beginning that this game would be able to accommodate people joining in midpoint and running with it. So the way we're going to do that is figuring out who Lee's persona is and how that persona is attached to ours. And so how do we know who he is? So first of all, do you have a name for your persona?
I do.
Okay.
So this is the character I'm going to be playing in game, or is this like the real life character?
So quick clarification, the real life character is the character you play in game.
Okay.
So the thing about Die is that you are a person from the real world who then gets this magical item that gives you the power, So the simple way of putting it is that you're already playing a character. Let's just use one name instead of two.
Sure. Okay. So the name
I
that I
have
have,
two names just because I'm difficult.
He earned it.
No idea.
the name that I have is Wilhelm DeFoa.
Okay. Wilhelm DeFoa.
DeFoa, yep.
Okay. Is no relation to the esteemed actor?
No
No,
relation.
That's
Okay.
Defoe.
Defoe,
Defoe.
not
Oh,
Defoe.
Defoe.
How are
Defoa.
we
Of course,
spelling
of course.
Defoe?
I just put an accent on the E.
I got DE, lowercase, uppercase FOA.
Oh, A. Gotcha. My mistake.
Yeah, see?
There we go. There we go.
And is it Willem or Wilhelm?
Wilhelm.
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 Yeah, so Wilhelm, eh? It sounds like you're a villain in some
Are you a Kaiser?
some crazy space.
He's no Vlad, okay?
What are you talking about, Vlad? I was talking about Borderlands 2.
Oh, see, I haven't borderlanded. But that's just me. Okay. So
Yeah, you're
before,
missing out. That's what I got to say about that.
supposedly.
At least with Borderlands 2.
I prefer swords over guns. Anyway,
Hey, man.
what's that?
Fair enough.
Okay.
I was gonna say you could play Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. That's
okay.
like swords.
I need to play
guns.
more of that.
Oh yeah, I need to.
Thank you for buying it for me, but I haven't played it enough yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me know if you want a partner play it at some point.
Well, we should do that. Yeah.
Someone's excited.
Maybe we should get Adam involved too. Sorry, random things.
Okay.
Anyhow,
No, that's all good. We are
I'm sure
very
he
much...
just heard that too. I mean, we'll hear that once this is on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Time gets away from us. And we are also very much a game first, so we get table talk. So Wilhelm, before recording, we gave Lee a rundown of each of our characters. Which one do you think you would have known? It could have even been a little bit, but who do you think you had a connection to?
Wait. Did you ever describe Waylon to him? You did, right?
Who?
Waylon.
Waylon?
Who's Waylon?
Oh,
Wilhelm.
no. Waylon was the name of the sea god because it was a giant taffy whale.
That's right.
And I just named him Waylon because it had the name whale in it. So
I was thinking
Yes.
of
Also because he was a country and western singer.
okay, country western singing taffy whale.
Whale.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Working that one in.
We
yeah,
play
or I
with live
guess-
ammo here.
Yeah, we are. Or I guess we're wondering if because we're thinking about how Wilhelm DeFoa, what kind of person were you in high school? Like if you had to have a, like a category to attach him to, was he a nerd? Was he a jock? Was he, more of a skater punk? Was he a band kid? These sorts of things.
The word that comes up for me is loner.
Loner. Okay. That
Loner.
works. We are a pack of lone wolves.
I was about to say, shocking that this group of gamers is filled with loners.
Gamers.
I
Right.
didn't know my character was a loner, but anyhow.
Whoa,
I
whoa,
didn't
whoa.
say that yours was, but I was, Chew was.
Well, yeah,
Really a loner or was he a wallflower? I'm not sure.
There
that's
we
the
go.
Same thing.
We are fleshing out the loner high schooler subclass to include a bunch of specializations here. That is the goal. All right. So what kind of loner were you? Like what was it like social anxiety that kept
Were you
you
more
from
of
other
a John
people?
Bender or
Yeah. Was it that's the thing is that Lex was the sort of she was less of a loner, more of an outcast, and she was the head of the outcast group at her high school. So she
that's
had all
right.
the cool burnout friends, and that was what distinguished her from Alan's aloofness more than lonerness. He was a
I
loner.
don't know if I was aloof as much as
I don't know. I'm pretty sure.
oblivious.
Sounds aloof
Fair.
to me.
Unintentional aloofness. So yeah. But yeah,
The psychiatrist in the room is going potato.
there we go.
I would say what stands out to me is it was a loner just due to relocation. He came to a different school and just could not fit in. I think it maybe had to do with a little bit of a regional or a dialect in terms of language, but yeah, he just couldn't fit in because no matter how much he tried, he sounded different.
Oh, he sounded just. Where'd he come from before?
Ooh, TBD.
Mhm.
No, I would say that he definitely much more. If I think of it in terms of like a U.S. lingo, I would say more of like a rural sort of background. So like he definitely
Okay.
has like a sort of a drawl.
And I
Okay.
totally forget. We're kind of Midwestern suburban, aren't we?
I think so.
Or was that just my assumption because I am Midwestern is
I think it's a
suburban?
fair assumption
I
since
have no idea.
so it was a soft establishment. We figured out that I lived around Chicagoland before moving down to Nashville, and so there were a couple areas where I was like, "Hey, you know that store? My dad worked at that store. Hey, you know the store?
Right,
I worked at that store." Sort of
right.
thing. So I think Midwestern suburban like Chicagoland. So then if you move from there to Chicagoland, yeah, there's definitely not a lot of drawl and up north. And I know that that's where Chew is, and Peter has been there but is not there currently. So it was, most
I
of
mean,
us kind
Peter
of
also grew
familiar-ish.
up there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say I also
I
yeah.
grew
mean,
up there.
Peter is my brother.
It has been there, was certainly buried.
What? Crazy.
We did
And
spend many of our years of our life living in the same house.
now that is shocking. Kidding,
No.
kidding. Okay, so rural to now suburban. Believe it or not, that I went through a lot of that. I moved as a kid. We moved like 7 times in 7 years before landing in Chicago. So yeah, heart goes out to old Wilhelm there. Okay, so couldn't fit in rural. So what was he interested in? What were his hobbies? What shows did he like? What music did he like? Games of some sort was playing.
I think his musical taste of choice was a little bit more like the blues.
Okay.
Definitely like more of the blues in that way. In terms of hobbies, um, I know he liked sort of fidgeting with dice. Like he had his old pair of dice that was kind of gifted to him from like his grandfather, and but he had passed. So like he learned got these dice, but never really knew what to do with them. So he'd always sort of fidget with them. Um, so I think with that, that's probably also one of the things that made him sort of weird at the school is that he would have these pair of dice. He would fidget with them in school, but it's like, why are you playing with dice? I think that could be another thing for him. Um,
Were they D6? What kind of dice were these?
they were D6. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
D6.
Gotcha. So he was at least fidgeting with dice. So he was, I'm just clarifying here that so anyone who observed him could have assumed, okay, that's like a Monopoly thing, as opposed to seeing the weird tetrahedrons that we use today. So okay, that's a good one.
Oh,
So he was into that. Did he let me dig up something in from the book really quick. 'Cause did he, what, I guess, so he enjoyed fidgeting with dice. Did he have anything like a safe place or like sort of hideout? These are a little bit over dramatic, but like, where did he hang out?
okay. So there was actually this ridge line in his old place or new place.
Both, either one, whichever you got.
Um, the old place, he had a sort of a ridge line, like trees around his area. And he had sort of thrown up what was a sort of tarp-ish area to where like he could just go and sit under like not too far, it's maybe 10, 20 feet into it. So he could still see um, out into the sort of open area, but he would sit there and as it rained or as it cloudy, whatever the case, he would kind of sit there and sort of contemplate. So even in his sort of safe space, he was still alone in that way.
Okay.
And his new place, I think he's still struggling to find that. I mean,
Mm,
uh,
that's good. I say that that's good, and that immediately gives me thoughts of Corlax and things that he's missing. So he's lost his Fortress of Solitude
Yep.
in that. I also just love imagining like a kid anywhere from like 10 to 15 meditating alone in the forest. Like that's very interesting to me. So okay, so real quick, so now as an adult, because so we set this to where we were in high school in the mid 90s ish, or did we say early 2000s? Somewhere around there, somewhere from the
I'm pretty sure we said mid-90s. We
mid
said
90s. Okay.
we're in about our, like, I think it's set in this timeline, we're in our third 40s.
Yeah, I thought we
Yeah.
decided on
Early
either
40s, yeah.
late 90s or early 2000s.
Yeah, so I think our characters are in their like early 40s, except for Chew, who established that he's 28, so he was younger than us, and that was another reason why he watched the game and didn't play with
Well,
us.
then
That
we
was
gotta be, if he's 28, we should be mid 30s. He shouldn't be that much younger than us.
okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
He could have been the child of the store owner at the time.
yeah, but what I'm saying is if we're in our 40s, that
Yeah.
means he's an infant while we're 12.
Okay, good point. Good point. Good point. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay, so yeah, so we're in our mid 30s and he's
Wait,
28.
did
Okay.
we played this game in high school, so we wouldn't have been 12. We would have been like,
Okay,
But
so he's
he-
a toddler while we're playing.
Yeah, that's what we're
Well,
right.
kind of like.
I
I
think
guess
we
what
want
age
him
do
to
you
be,
start going to the comic book shop by yourself?
I
Right.
think I think we want him to at least be like, I was thinking like the range for him being younger than us is like 5 to 7 years younger than us. So
Okay.
if he's 28, we should
yeah,
tap
I'd
out at
say
like
up to
35.
7
That's
years
perfect.
older.
I'm 35 right now, so let's roll with it.
Right.
I'm perfectly in character for this. Let's do it. All right, awesome. So let me see. So what I'm looking for, there's a series of questions.
Tad just
Ranging
wants to
from
play 10 years younger.
No,
10 years
no,
younger.
It was a
I'm
joke.
just doing the math, man.
No. I want the math. I
Joke.
want the math to hold
Joke.
strong. It's one of those things. So I am a big on iceberg theory, and part of that is making sure that the math checks out, even if the audience never sees it. So yes, I like it. Okay, here we go. So we had let's see here. Okay, let's see. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go with this. So in high school, you had an all-consuming interest, your absolute obsession. What was it?
Ooh, I think it was just historical firearms.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, just like whether it be like revolvers, whether it be like Vietnam, no, was it Korean? I'm forgetting the name of it right now, but the rifle.
Okay.
I think Vietnam was the M,
M1 Garand. Thank you.
right?
That was Nam. What was Korea then?
That was one I was thinking about.
Okay.
Yeah, no. It was
Okay.
M1 is Korea because the Vietnam was. I just know that there's a Punisher storyline where when they introduce like the M3 or whatever, and they force them to switch out, even
Mhm.
though
They
they're
all love the
not
M1.
perfected. So they're like jamming, and they're and
Mm.
the platoons that are doing the best are the ones that accidentally didn't send their old guns back.
Wow. Awesome. That sounds like it'd be a Garth Ennis Punisher story. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. I had a feeling. Okay. Awesome. That is very cool. Okay. So now, what are you? I feel like that's at least a foundation. Was there anything else like a big thing from your your teenage years that you wanted to add here? Anything I haven't asked that you'd like to join?
Not as of right now. If anything comes up, like I was saying off air, I'm a big
Mhm.
improv guy, and I'm a big fan of yes and. So if we
Awesome.
think of something, I we can take it and roll with it.
Absolutely. One of the catchphrases for playing die is persona generation never ends. Basically the idea that we're gonna keep learning about these people as we play, and that is part of the heart of the game. So now, you know, so that would be a good 20 years later. As an adult, what is Wilhelm doing? What's his profession?
I'd say he's a little bit more of a security guard.
Okay.
One of those that what are the sort of guard trucks? So like he goes and sort of collects money. He keeps
So he works at with a armored car company.
yes.
I was about to ask what kind of security guard, because like you could be personal security, you could be like store security, warehouse security. I like that armored car truck.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've dealt with those people. They're very serious.
Yep.
They don't fuck
Sometimes
around.
that's
Nope.
I mean they don't fuck around, but
Yeah.
I've known some that were
Are
still
nicer
able
than
to
others.
not
Yeah.
be serious, except when it came to like you don't joke with them about the money.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Absolutely. You don't say, "Hey, you want one of these for your back pocket?" Absolutely
Right,
not.
right.
Okay, very interesting there. Um, is he in a relationship, married, single? No relationship? Okay.
No.
So he has maintained loader status well into adulthood.
Hmm.
Okay. I am now. Have you seen season 1 of True Detective?
I have not.
You have not. Ah, dang it. I'm wondering if that's just one of the
Yeah.
cops that Matthew McConaughey plays is just a touch esoteric. He's a very interesting loner. So I
Okay.
was wondering if you'd seen that, I would have said, all right, on that scale, how closely? But you're fine. It's okay.
So actually, funny enough, I had to throw this out now because in my head I had a blend between Matthew McConaughey and
Mhm.
The Dark Tower and
Oh,
The Ghoul and Fallout.
ooh, some Walton Goggins in there.
Yes, sir.
That is awesome.
That's what I had in mind.
All right, I can see the silly side coming out because I can't imagine Walton Goggins without thinking of Baby Billy Freeman. Now, um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's stuck in there. Okay, so let's see this follow-up one. So now, ooh, oh, okay, interesting. Oh, maybe. So it says your all-consuming interest, it's no longer in your life. Why? So those historical firearms, why would that have lapsed? If that's not interesting, I can pick a different like paired question there because I really liked the historical firearms and I had a feeling that if you did pick the gun upgrade, it would be a historical firearm that shoots better ammunition accurately.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
but even if it's lapsed, he could still wind up
yeah,
deciding that he needed to.
yeah. So if it, I guess I'm asking,
So yeah, there's lots of
is
story
yes,
opportunities there.
is that
Mhm.
interesting to you? A lapse in the love of historical firearms that then comes back in this fantasy world. Does that make sense for him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So how did he drift away from the hobby, or was there any was it like um just lost time, got the caught up in the run of daily life, or is it that he's forced to use modern firearms, but um I don't know. I don't know. Where
Yeah.
does your brain go?
I, Part of me wants to say the time aspect, like he doesn't have time for it, but I do like the idea is that I just keep getting this nagging sort of influence of like his deceased grandfather.
Oh, okay.
And it was like a big thing for him, why he was so interested in these old artifacts. But with the sort of development in like firearm technology, again, from his knowledge and seeing where things go, is it became much more modern, semi-automatic. So yeah, I think they could play a role in terms of like,
Okay.
well, it doesn't matter because I have to carry a modern
Right.
gadget.
Right. Let's see here. Well, real quick, I was going to say in the game, I mean, it can literally be whatever aesthetics we want with modern performance, or even, if it was like, hey, if it really was the M1 Grand was his obsession, then it's like this is the perfect, the Platonian ideal of an M1 Grand. It never jams. It is the ultimate one. The deceased grandfather, when did he pass in
Oh.
Wilhelm's life?
I would say that he passed when he was relatively young. I want to say around like 5 years old.
Okay,
One of
gotcha.
his last
So
memories.
so he might have like inherited a collection or like had some kind of establishment with the grandfather. And so it might be something that as a kid growing up, it was his obsession, but he had to put it down, put the
Mhm.
toys away for adulthood.
Yeah.
Um, and so it's, I again tying this to my own relation is like, I collected coins as a kid, not so much
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also thinking too is that as not to put too much of a psychology spin on it, but uh, grandfather died when he was young,
Uh-huh.
with a big influence on his life, and now he's I put 36 because that's how old I am.
There
So
we go.
now 30 years later, has he moved on? Is that what happened?
Hmm.
So that's where like has he sort of lost that interest?
Sounds good. Sounds good. I like that. So, Um, how would you have known? I mean, I guess so. I guess the obvious move that I'm reluctant for is to say that, oh, you were always there, and now you've suddenly, but it feels a little, I don't know about that. So is there one of our characters that you were maybe connected to, or even if you were connected to both Alan and Lex, like if you went to their high school? And so
Hmm.
maybe never got to our game store, or if you did, never joined us in that same way that Eamon didn't. Um, but do you have any thoughts there? What's feeling right to you?
I mean, I can toss out a
Yeah,
possibility
I
for
also had
for
an idea,
Yeah.
but
yeah, we should both toss them out. Like current time period, if he is an armored truck guard and I'm a trillionaire whose wife handles the money, he might actually have had interactions with Rose and noticed she was gone.
Mm, okay.
hmm. I was gonna throw out there if just by his sort of where was that going? Sorry. I was thinking it'd be interesting if he was a friend of Garyon's.
Yeah,
Okay.
that too.
Okay.
Where was I? I had some th line of thought in my head, it's just like scattered this morning, but um, yeah, and where like, oh, that was it. And he came and tried it like once,
Mm,
and then was like, this isn't for me, and stepped away.
okay. Does that sound like a good thing to you? Because one of the other questions that I just came up with was now in your as an adult, are games a part of your life at all? And also, do you still have a connection to dice?
Oh, oh yeah.
Okay.
I think less so with fidgeting. I think it's became sort of a totem. Like he sort of like you
Gotcha.
phone, wallet, keys, dice. Like you always have him on him,
Yeah.
on his person, even though he may not fidget with it as much. Um, what
Did you
is or
become
who
a
is
dice goblin as you grew up?
I, not just those two. That'd be fun. What is or who is Garion?
Oh, so Garion was the first character I played before I concealed the mask. So yeah, so it's one of those since we started out this game with only four players, basically there were two extra dice, and I wanted to find a way to include all of them. So I was like, oh, I'll play characters that use the D12 and the D4. And then I realized that I didn't have the bandwidth to be a GM and play three personas at once, so I kind of condensed those down just a wee bit. And so that's how we ended up. Uh, uh, Garion. So, but Garion's the one who pulled everyone into the game,
Okay.
but now he's dead and absent. So he is not around, and as I've teased the master's identity, we will. I mean, I don't know about at any point, but it's one of those. If someone says, "I'd like to solve the puzzle,"
Mhm.
but one of the big clues is that so the master is masked, so nobody knows who they are, but they are someone who us playing this game would recognize, but the personas would not.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Ooh,
it's
interesting.
it's a little bit of a meta twist at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Phil. Just kidding.
Bum,
Nailed
bum,
it.
bum, bum, right? You got me. So yeah, so that is kind of the state of play. So a couple of things I was thinking, okay, so if you did know Garion and okay, armored car driver, you might have interacted with, crossed paths with Rose
Yeah,
or some
more likely Rose than me, but not
right.
impossible
Yeah.
that he
You would
might have.
you would potentially know of Alan without
Right.
having met him. Okay.
Yeah.
So there we go. And unfortunately that no cash at the library, so that doesn't really well, there is cash at the library, but it's like $10 at a time.
But also it can be
And
like
I
important
mean,
documents.
he didn't say which library he works at.
no, I mean from having worked at a library, yes, they do have cash on hand, but it's literally like $25 in the register at a
I
time.
imagine if it was the main bank of branch of the New York Public Library, it'd be a little bit.
I
That's
don't know.
very
It's just
possible.
I said it was a
Still not a
universe.
lot.
I
University,
said it was a
university.
university library. So
Yeah, so that also kind of
plus,
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
but armored cars don't only carry cash, so he could interact by, if there's like a truly valuable book or manuscript or whatnot that gets moved between libraries, they're not just putting it in a car.
That's interesting.
I was thinking about
that
that as
or
well.
just occasionally goes and um looks for if there's any kind of specific niche about with weaponry. University library is a good place for information.
Yeah.
sure. The question is, what does Lee want to
Yes.
accept for his character?
Yes.
Not really like we can come up with 9 million scenarios of anything, but
Right.
we don't need to
This is a great
necessarily.
point. This is a great point. So yeah, so what are you feeling? Pick a favorite.
Yeah, I love the armored car like kind of meeting. I forget who's where. So Rose is Tad's potential let's
His
just say relationship.
yeah. This is love interest, yeah.
And then there's the library. Who's with the library?
That is Chu. Eamon is working at the University Library.
Okay. Um, yeah, I like the idea of the Rose.
Okay.
So that, and I would say too, like even if they did meet Wilhelm, or I should say Willy, if to his friends,
Really. There we
uh,
go.
is very quiet. So if anything, he might have just kind of given you a nod and just went out the door. So he's not,
Mm.
yeah.
Okay. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Um, so I think we're ready for the ritual of going in to die. Um, real quick, I was going to let you know, Tad. This might be a little more info than we need at the moment. But the way I'm thinking of handling Rose is that so in die there are. I would
Man,
describe.
Lee, I know I pitched it to him. Do you know if Edgar's willing to come play Rose? Or does he want his own
Uh,
character?
I don't know. I can ask him though.
We can keep that as a possibility. Yes, because that was my thought is as once there is someone to play Rose, they can then take the reins. But in the meantime, so what I was going to say is that I would say that it mostly has mechanics, and then the actual rules. There's really only 6 principles or guiding rules. One of those is that the idea that players have final say on their personas. So who you are, your background, your connections to the real world, you get to decide that. That's something that we can all suggest, and I can, offer to modify throughout suggestions, but you ultimately get to pick those things. And then I am in control of the world of die. So in that similar way, you could even in the world throw to me suggestions of like, oh, hey, this sounds interesting. And I might take it and say, okay, now it's a zombie or something like that. But that's one of the principles. So the way I'm handling Rose, since she is part of Alan's backstory, but now also in the world of Die, is that it's a little bit of a reversal in that I'll say things. Oh, the way I was going to put it is that so last episode she was possessed by the god of light briefly. So now she's aware of the world. She understands it because having her consciousness sharing space with a deity is enough to like leave behind trace understandings of the world. She's not questioning it. She, basically you don't need to explain anything to her. She just had a god in her head. It's hard to get more real than that. But so I'll give her like possible world suggestions and I'll play her, but I'll still defer to you for how you think she would act in certain situations. Like basically one of those where like, hey, if I don't want to take her in too unexpected of a territory, one of those sort of things. Might be a little much, but anyway. So now
Sounds like a plan.
indeed, we are going to pass out the dice. I will actually start with the D4 this time. This belonged to Strife, who was Garion's half-sister and the lead singer of a heavy metal band who was part of the first game of Die that Garion played before starting this game. We also found out that this group of friends was his test group. So he was running the game for his sister and her friends, trying to be cool. And this group was like a weird hodgepodge that he would throw out crazy ideas and stuff together. But she doesn't have. She died at the end of last episode. So the D4, I got to figure out what to do with the D4 in this intro. But that's that. Next we have the D8, and that is wielded by.
Oh, that's me. You went in reverse order. Eamon
I did. I'm
Hartwell,
sorry.
Eamon Hartwell, librarian. Um, and he has no idea what's literally going on right now.
Right. He wasn't here last time, and the only thing he said is, "Hey, I eat that weird piece of black licorice off the ground that came off of the black licorice giant squid monster that was the Eldritch God, and ate it, and was
Because why
possessed.
not?
Because why not? So he wasn't there, so I possessed him by the Eldritch God. In any case, that's Eamon. Next we have the one of our D10s, which the first one, the ones that is wielded by.
Is that gonna be me?
That's
Yeah,
you,
okay.
yes. Yeah,
I figured.
you were.
It's
Yeah, it's gonna be tricky.
that's wielded by Lex, or Alex Romanitsky. She is the first Neo of the party. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she thinks all the gods are douches. Anyhow,
Not far off.
um, and you know, I know. Anyhow, we'll see how that plays out.
We will indeed. Which brings us to our second D10, the tens digit. That one is going to be wielded by.
Lee.
You just introduced yourself. We just got time getting to know you. Who are you?
Yep. This guy.
All right, so that is Wilhelm DeFoa. Just a reminder, we're getting those Willy to his friends. Awesome. Next up, we have the D6, which is I forgot to say. I've been saying wielded by. The typical one is to say there is only one. It is special, and it is yours. So this D10 of the tens place, it is special. There's only one, and it is yours. That's how we have two D10s. They're slightly differently. Same set. And now we have the perfectly average, everyday, normal D6, which is the only weapon Tad can be trusted with, and he plays.
Do, do, do. I play guitar and drums.
I didn't know about the
Oh,
drums. This is new.
well, I do it on the guitar. I don't have
Oh,
like a
okay.
separate set.
You drum on the strings, if you will.
Well, no, I drum on like the wood part.
The body, probably not the neck.
Right. I may have altered my guitar to get better sounds at different parts on the body. Or
Interesting.
at least I told somebody to.
Sure.
Or because we're in this magical world, it just happens because I think it. I don't actually know, but I get the sounds that I want, so I don't think too hard about it. Uh oh, you meant my name. Um uh Spectrum.
Alan
Spectrum. Alan Spectrum. No, we're just gonna go with Alan Spectrum.
Excellent.
But you can call me Al. No,
Al,
I don't
no,
like that. No, we're gonna stick with Alan.
do not call him Al.
Don't call me Al. No, I don't like that. I tried it out. Doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, at least you tried. And finally, we have the D12, the Die of the Gods, that was stolen by the Master, who wields the D20, which is also mine. And now, if you'll each take your special die, lift it into the air, close your eyes, and then slowly lower it to the table and hold on to it and let go in 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes, and you are in the world of die. For the first time, Wilhelm DeFoa, what is the last thing you remember of the real world? Were you driving alone? Were you sitting alone? Were you in one of your few times interacting with people not being alone?
I think one of the first things is something so mundane is just exiting the security guard truck on his own, turn off the truck, taking a deep breath, about to go into his just regular old apartment. He gets out, and then as he goes and slams the door.
So you slam the car door and then you turn around and you're in this other world. So where you are is a 20-foot by 20-foot cube full of chrome. And in front of you, there is a table. And your die is floating above it, spinning slightly, rotating on its own, pulsing with strange otherworldly energies. You can see the ghosts of 6 other dice floating around this table. Those objects are not there. They're like grayed out, unselectable. But you see this one that is pulsing there, and you feel drawn to it ever so slightly. This is to let you know. Typically, we would all be together when this was happening. And one by one, we would each take our die and have our magical girl transformation sequences as you get surged with power and become the version of yourself that is in this world. And you get to describe like what you look like. We actually briefly, I forgot completely to go over which gift you pick and where you put your stat points, but we should definitely do that. We should do that very, very quickly.
We should do that. Also, how is he getting this dice? Sorry, where is this dice coming from for him?
So he is he was in the real world. He was, getting off from work. He just got out of his car, and when he shut like the door behind him, he's in a box. He is in a chrome box, and there's just this one die and the ghosts of the 6 other dice around him. So
you don't want to like make him like, I mean, like if he's a dice junkie, he could go to like buy dice, and there could be a mysterious dice salesman.
There could have been. that would have been a really great idea if you know, if I had, if yeah, dang.
I mean, you can make decisions on the spot.
Well, this is setting him up just to, I mean, the point is you're in the world now. We're real quick, you grab your die, you get everyone. So here's the thing, you start out.
Sorry, I distracted you from stats and things,
That's
though.
okay. That's okay. It's all right. I welcome distraction. So all the stats start out as 2. That's average. That's your average everyday normal stat. You know, if you have a 3, that means you are as good as the best person in that, like the best human possibly. Like, you know, you can do gymnastics without training, and then a 4 is superhuman. But you get 2 stat points to put into, you know, they're the typical role-playing stats of Constitution, which is health, strength, physical attacks, dexterity, guard, and ranged attacks. The ones that are good for you are going to be guard or not guard, but dexterity and intelligence, and then wisdom is for religious matters, and charisma, you know, interpersonal stuff. But you get 2 stat points to put where you want, and you get to select what your gift of the Neo is. If you had taken a look at those, I have a feeling it should be the gun for your first one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would agree.
yeah. So do
What
you
level is he
know
starting at, out of curiosity?
what's that? Oh, the
What
starting
level is he
gift.
starting at?
He is starting at level 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the thing is, yeah, he's getting dropped in. And that's what we're going to do that going forward, is basically he's going to be at level 1. He's going to gain some levels as he gets more comfortable, and acclimates to the world just a little bit more, and basically leave, you know, with your own comfort as you get, you know, it's basically one of those where I'm like, you know, you start out picking one thing. I don't want to be like, all right, let's come in, pick 6 things. Now we're in combat. Decide which of those 6 things you want to use. No, you got your gun.
Okay.
Awesome. And then, so the upgrade on that, which of those, if I'm looking at the pages here, there is explosive, homing, AI assisted targeting, phasers to stun, trick shooting, tracking. I don't know if you'd had time to look at those yet.
Yes. I'm just having trouble with the PDF, but
Oh, okay.
I can definitely look at that right now.
Gotcha.
Um,
Tempted to holding the page to the screen, unless that's mirrored. Is that mirrored? That's not helpful.
Was it mirrored? Put it back
I
up.
thought, well, yeah, okay, all right.
I don't think it was.
It's not mirrored. It's only mirrored for
No.
you.
It's only mirrored
It's
for
Yeah.
me.
for you
Yeah.
because it's
Interesting.
trying to help you identify like where things
Oh,
are.
fun. Okay.
But for the
Yes.
rest of us, it looks fine.
Zoom
Technology.
does stuff to make it so that, yeah.
You
Wow,
feel more comfortable.
that is pretty dang cool.
Yeah. So that when you tilt your head to the left, your head tilts to the left
Yeah.
on screen.
Oh,
Okay. I would say, wow, I really like at least 3 of these.
you'll be able to get more as we go along for sure. And between sessions, if you want to try out different abilities, we can do that too. You know, as you're getting familiar with it, I'm pretty open on respecing. If I'm concerned you're doing so for tactical advantages, I might put a quest to it, but that's about it.
Okay. I'll stick with right now the AI assisted targeting.
Awesome. All right. So that means you never have any environmental disadvantages on your attack roll. That's good to go. And then I know when Peter was starting out, he put a point into dexterity and into intelligence. Did you want to favor one of those over the other?
I definitely would go dexterity.
Okay. So do you want to put both there?
Dexterity and intelligence?
Oh, no. So you get 2 points. So and to real quick, the way that the points work is that, so when it says it's a 2, that's the number of d6s you can roll for tasks relating to that. You know, so if you want to punch somebody in the face, that's strength. You'd roll 2d6. 4 or greater is a success. So that roughs out to 75% chance of success for rolling 2. And then
con is your health.
Yes. So if you put a point into that, then you get an extra health point. Also, putting a point into dexterity increases your guard, which is depleted before health and is refreshed between combats. So it's like a little shield. So if you
Okay.
put 2 points into dexterity, it would take 4 hits before you could even get wounded.
Oh, I see. So you
Yeah.
don't split. It's like you get the +2 to one skill.
Well, no. You can put 1 into each if you want. I just didn't know if you said you were favoring dexterity, so it's like,
Yeah.
okay, your options are either 2 into a single stat or 1 into 2 different stats.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I would do one. I come from the world of Pathfinder, so I'm like,
Mm,
let's kind of get both going.
okay.
I would do one to dexterity and one to constitution.
Oh, okay. Okay. There we go.
He's a tough old thing.
There we go. We wrote that down. That's great. And just so you know, when you hit levels 3, 6, 9, and 12, you get 1 more stat point to put wherever you want. So yeah, so the other members of the party are going to be a little bit stronger than you for now, but you will catch up. What do you look like? So I'm assuming now that we've established you're going to get a gun.
You
You're
want to show
gonna
them the equipment page?
the equipment page. Yeah, okay, yeah. So we could
You don't have to use any of the equipment. They have something else in there, but
they do, yeah. But if
if it
if you wanted
inspires
to,
you.
yeah, anything there. I'm trying to hold that up to the screen, but it's the die is pulsing slightly. It's calling out to you as
Yeah, let
you
me. Tad, can I share my screen? I have it
Yeah, I
up.
can make it so you can share your screen.
unacceptable.
I think I also
Yeah,
I
you
mean, if you
sent
have,
it.
they
I
gave
have
you a link to the full book too. So if they give you page
yeah,
numbers, you can pull it up in
yeah.
your PDF.
Oh yeah, page number. It's 70
I
in
have
the
no
book,
idea.
so it's probably like 73 or 74 for the buffer
Oh,
pages, something like that, or
gotcha.
the cover.
Mhm.
But yeah, so feel free to, as
You can
whenever you
share
feel
now, Peter.
comfortable enough
I just need to
to
remember how to share.
grab your die
Down
and
at the bottom, there's a green arrow that says share.
Oh, okay, here we go.
So then I think I might have misread this. Do I get a dagger, another dagger, and then a weapon, or
let
is it one?
let me see. I know you absolutely have daggers on you.
Okay.
Um, so let me reread that very quickly. So
Yeah.
equipment, you start with all of the following: a dagger or any pointy thing which stabs, another close weapon, short sword, second dagger or something else, and a ranged weapon, pistol, rifle, or something else.
Yeah,
Um,
that's not including your special gun.
well, no, that would be the special gun.
The range
So
weapon would be the special gun.
yeah,
I thought they
yeah.
were separate.
No, so it's basically like even
Okay.
your character, you have like a
I
ranged
take it
weapon of
back
some
then.
kind. Yeah, so you I think because I think you have was it no because you have a cane
No,
sword.
no. I know I have
Mhm.
I have a pistol.
Yeah,
Like that's not it.
yeah,
I was just saying, like what I was trying to say was he has the Neo gift of gun. I
yes,
think that's separate.
right. So the way
So
that
you
works,
would act like you could have, say, a pistol, and then you could have your Neo gift gun be your Garand, like Garand.
right? So the way I would say that works is that he like if the Garand is what he has, that's what he's got. It's a regular Garand until he gets a fair gold, and then it gets the AI enhancement. It gets upgraded there. So the
Okay,
idea.
that's
The thing
fine.
about the Neo is a little bit different from every other class in that when you grab your die, you transform, but you are not filled with power because you have yet to acquire a piece of fair gold to power up your equipment. So you're still mostly a regular person. You'll have your
Until you become a druggie.
yes until you find that sweet fair gold,
Yep.
which I've already decided. So just whatever fallen we encounter, I'll be signaling to you two. So Peter's fair gold turn into coins that he then puts into a slot behind his ear and
Mhm.
fall into the game of Plinko in his soul, where
Oh,
he gets the power. So yours, I was thinking that they would either turn into bullets or
mm.
dice. I have a feeling that turning into little D6. You can't use them as D6, but like you would
Yeah.
collect them as some way, and then you would figure out, do you want to eat them? Do you want to like
No, they're just
crush
dice,
them?
and then he puts those dice in his gun and shoots the dice.
I like that. Or you could whatever you want, whatever you feel like you could get as strange as you want. If you wanna shoot dice,
Yeah.
rip and roll and rip. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then of course, what are you wearing? Feel free to
Yeah.
empower yourself however you want to look.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with definitely the billowing black cloak and
Nice.
sinister scarlet eyes. I think
Excellent.
that'll look real good while shooting a firearm.
Hell yeah.
I'll say that he has a sort of almost like a Western feel to him. So he has like this sort of vest. Um, for some reason, I'm remembering, oh my goodness, the Clint Eastwood movie, The Unforgiven, Gene Hackman.
Nice.
So like he's kind of dressed up fairly nicely with the little cowboy hat and got the vest on. Definitely got the boots, not with the clangers though, just
Mm,
regular boots. And
okay.
I have a feeling he has like a pouch. So I'm wondering if like the dice, he just kind of puts them into a pouch to sort of
Okay.
carry. I wonder, but
Interesting.
I
Yeah.
like the gun idea as well.
Yeah, well, that's where you could keep them, because you will have to use them to power yourself. So that'll definitely a little dice box on your belt. Awesome. So as you grab the dice, oh, and of course your gun. What kind of gun is it the M1? Is it the the perfect like it go nuts.
Yeah, so the in my mind, and this is you tell me how far I can go with it, but I imagine, especially from the security guard job, he has this sort of modern firearm that when he transforms, when he checks his sort of side, he actually realizes he has a Colt 45 revolver instead of the traditional like Glock or Smith and Wesson. Uh,
Hmm.
so I would say that it probably starts out with the Colt 45, but I imagine somewhere along the way he would want a Garand.
Okay. Yeah, we can figure out how that happens. Like it could start out a Colt 45, and then as you get more upgrades, it could slowly turn into a Garand. It's at this point that one of my favorite songs when I was a kid was California Kid by the Beat Farmers, and one of the lines is I got my Colt 45 right by my side. So heck yeah, uh, we're running with it. So you do that, you feel that surge of power um, come into you, and then something awful crawls from the ground, and one of the fallen. These are like orcs in that they're awful, they're evil. You can kill them, but they have a dark secret to them, and they're also monstrous and twisted with machinery. So they're a little bit cyborg. Their blood is oil. Um, they might have various enhancements. They look human, but with monstrous attachments, claws, fangs. Um, you know, some might have wings eventually, but we haven't seen any like that yet. And it is crawling out of the ground, and we are actually going to cut from Lee for a second, and we are going to go to the party who recently. So the events of last episode, they were in a building of the Parthenon that was holding a gathering of the pantheon of gods, who, uh, right before this floating building crashed into a new planet of Dai, all of the gods were turned into giant monsters. Not quite kaiju, definitely more Monster Hunter sized, um, and they are out there in the world somewhere. And so, in the wreckage of the the building that crash landed, we are actually starting with Eamon, who last episode ate a piece of black licorice to be possessed by the Eldritch God. And as he chewed on it, rather than breaking apart and getting smaller in his mouth, it grew and expanded and consumed him from the inside. And now that it has separated itself, he is vomiting out whole strings of licorice, pulling them out of your mouth, much like Superman in the latest Superman movie, if you saw that scene. And you are purging from this possession, and as you look up, you see the his weapon, his rapier of trust and acceptance. It has presented itself to him as an adorable little dog that sort of guides him towards what he should trust and accept. This dog now, it has tentacles coming out of his back, and it has shifted from being of a light blue nature to a deep purple, and it looks at you deep in your eyes, and it says, "You killed her because you wanted to. This was your true form." So last episode, while possessed by the Eldritch God, you are the one who killed Strife. She used the voice to try to get people to attack and kill Lex, but the Eldritch God was powerful enough to exploit the ambiguity of kill her and killed Strife instead. And so you plunged your whole arm through her torso. So your right arm is covered in gore and viscera. You are coughing up those pieces of black licorice, which you tell me whether they still taste good or not. And you are being confronted with these memories of being possessed by this unknowable evil, which I now say that you now get an advantage on anything evil that you might do. If there's something cruel, unusual, going completely against your nature up until this point, you get an advantage doing that. So have fun. How do you feel?
I wonder if there's some of that like Danish licorice, that really salty stuff.
Ooh,
And
interesting.
also, why does the dog look like a displacer beast? And oh boy.
Yep. It is not a hellhound, but an eldritch hound. And of course, before it only barked at him, but now it talks. So it has also gained a voice. And with that, I would also say, so you get a brief flashback of that moment back in sorry, it was odd. You had the moment back in the library when you confronted a naked Garian. You remember that he was asking you to hand over the game of die. He was asking you to give it back to him. And we ended that scene not knowing how the game came back into Garian's possession. And you just remembered that you gave it to him because he used the voice on you. He was possessed by Strife and somehow was able to use the voice after the game. And with that, we now pan to Lex, who at the dissolving corpse of because that's the thing is after Strife was killed, same after Garion was killed, she began dissolving into like little tiny squares of data, looking like a little packet, sort of unfiltering. Tenny is now spinning up and saying, if you want to make an intelligence roll with your D10 and collect these little bits, these packets of personal information, you can save a copy of her consciousness into your mental database.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. Unless it's
No
like all
way
failure.
in hell this could go wrong, right?
It's a pretty low chance.
So we have 2 5s, a 4, and an 8, and a 2. So
Great
4
success.
successes.
Of course. Yeah. So you are, it's wonderful. It's marvelous. You're able to save a copy in your head. So to be 100% clear, yeah, she does not have so so there's an upgrade where your AI assistant takes on the personality of a real person. This is not that upgrade. She does not have access to Tenny's databases. She does not know everything about the world of Die. She only knows what she knows.
Gotcha.
So yeah. I am sure we'll find moments to interrogate her in a bit, but with that, we now pan to Alan and Rose, who Rose is also recovering from having been possessed a little bit more gently by the god of light. So each of our gods have a sort of monster or classical mythical creature attached to them. The god of fire is a toasted marshmallow phoenix.
He tastes good.
He does. Alan's had a few bites. The god of the seas is a giant flying whale that is made of taffy, various flavors of taffy, all different kinds. The god of war, who was possessing Strife when she was killed, was red hots. So because their essence was expanded, it's not quite as strong as pepper spray, but there's just like a slight tingling air of like cinnamon that is just like a 1 out of 10 stinging your eyes just a little bit.
Yuck. I don't like red hots.
No, neither do I. You know, but and so the god of light, their attribute is ice or snow, because light passes through it, and I just thought it was really cool. And then of course, its creature, it is a biblically accurate snow angel. So that was a fun detail. But now Rose looks at you, Alan, and she says, "You don't have to explain anything. I just had a god in my head. I know where we are. I don't know how to feel about it. How have you been?
My wild Irish rose. Wherever she goes, I'm making this up as I go. Hi, how's it going?
She just comes in for a hug.
I
And
hug back and smile.
yeah, it's one of those things where, so also last
And then I
episode,
say, where were you?
where were
I
you?
haven't seen you in a while.
She said, I was by the pool when I saw you in the water reaching out to me. And
Cool.
that's where she was
And
when
you dove in just for me? Cool.
I don't know whether I dove or was pulled, but yeah, here I am. Go figure, right?
Did I pull you? I didn't mean to pull you.
And
I
that's,
know better.
well, and this is where, unfortunately, he used the fool's ability, if all else fails, to ensure she was safe. And, well, safe, I guess, is relative. But she is here. She is, she's concerned about you. Also with the group are a pair of raucous lizard men, Smink and Droke. Smink is a blue-tailed skink man who, has a pair of daggers. Droke is a silent Bob type who is like a giant, I think I said frilled lizard, yeah, who has like he has like one of those, I don't know what they're called, but it's like where the throat swells up and he can spit things out. He does magic. He does party magic. Instead of throwing balls of water at people, throws balls of wine, as a good fun time. But they're here. They are picking themselves up after having been possessed by gods of the forest and the storm. And yeah, and there's just the rubble of this world. I guess since everyone here is together, as you're looking around at each other, what do you say? Who reaches out to whom?
Quick question for our master. I mean,
Yes.
for Phil. Uh, I'm trying to remember, were we ever told how to leave the world of die? I feel like we might have been, but
I think there were instructions right when you arrived. So the way you leave is that everyone gathers together in a circle, holds hands, and says the game is over. Or if they don't say the game is over, then the game continues. But yes, you had that information. You haven't made an attempt yet. So if that's what you're considering, if you want to,
I just was unsure. Like I don't remember even that from the beginning. I mean, maybe
That's fair.
that's exactly what happened, but
But yeah,
anyhow.
if I was gonna say if Lex is concerned about leaving and getting out of here, then and then the other thing you were told is that if you're dead, you don't get a vote. So now that Garion and Strife are dead, but the Master exists, I mean, you could, if you're thinking you could try to leave without the Master, if you think that they're some sort of entity from the world itself, not necessarily one of you. I mean, if you want to attempt the ritual, you never know what'll happen.
Sure. Uh, I mean, I guess I look at the other players, and right now, Wilhelm is
Well, he's not there yet.
he's not there yet, so we
No,
don't
he's
know
still
that
he's in
he's
no.
in the world.
You don't. This is a weird meta bit of telling you all that. I mean, unless you want this to be our last session, uh, you're not going home.
I didn't think we were going home. I just
As far as if your character knows how to get home or not.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you think
I mean,
now,
like I suspect that even with the five of us, we wouldn't be necessarily going home, but anyhow.
yeah, it's
I'm just trying to remember where we all are at. I'm not even
right,
sure if I've asked that question before.
right. I think it would be a fair thing that
I
if
do
you think,
check. I do go off and check that that last time some achievement popped up.
yes,
Is there a place where I can check that without, I mean, like obviously that was an achievement, so it's
yeah,
like,
it's in your heads up display only. So that is where he unlocked an achievement that y'all have been playing the game for 4,248 hours or something like that. It was basically the amount of hours for the amount of time that we have been playing this game since January in real life is saying that, okay, the gang, despite for them, it only feels like it's been, I think like 2 days. We've only done like 2 days. You now have a notification saying that, hey, you've been playing for 6 months.
yeah, I start to dawn on that, and it probably has just ticked up a lot more, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's probably ticked up by another month's worth. I mean, maybe not. We'll address that a little later on more. But yeah, but if you'd like to freak out about that or interrogate Tenny or or even
Sure.
yeah,
I'm
pulling up.
gonna ask Tenny how it seems like it's only been 2 days in game, and yet they're mentioning thousands of hours.
Yeah, you left the. So this is actually really funny because I think this idea came to me from playing a Digimon game where my monsters gain experience in a farm, but since the switch doesn't technically turn off, the program's still running. So like I quickly hit 1,000 hours of playtime, even though I clearly didn't play the game for 1,000 hours. It's just because it was constantly running, getting experience from my guys. So it's a little bit like that. And you ask Tenny, ooh, this will be a good instance to do an intelligence roll to see how because this is information about how the world of Die works. So how is your playtime into thousands of hours after only 2 days?
I have three successes, 1 6, a 4, and a
Sweet,
5.
sweet. So this is where Tenny is playing back. So before they fought Strife, when Garion was dying but not quite dead, uh, when they first met her, Strife used her voice to compel the group to become cannibals, to eat his flesh, and they did. And thankfully, the master then used a cheat token to rewind time so that they didn't do that and they had a chance to actually fight her. However, the existence of that created a nexus of parallel realities where they became cannibals. Because if you think about it, like if every simple decision could, with consequence, like the idea that, oh, if I wore a green shirt or a purple shirt today, those might be different universes. It's like that, only which cut did you go to first? Did you want calf or shoulder or thigh? Those sorts of decisions. Who bit into what first? So there are parallel realities of the game of die that you were not aware of, that you now are. That's basically it. Is so you've been living in a loop that you are unaware of the entirety, but
Oh, it's
you
not
know
even
you're
that I've been living in a loop. It's that literally we are going through X dimensions of die all at the same time.
kind of. It'll get cleared up in a bit,
Or it
but
won't.
or it won't, or it'll get complicated. It'll be addressed later on, in a very interesting way, I hope. But this might be a time. So this is interesting. Um, what just came to me is that Strife, the copy of her, so if you're in like a room in your mind where Tenny is showing you a little clip show of, hey, you remember that time y'all had human wings, then
I don't want to remember that time anyways.
exactly. So Strife is still muzzled but laughing.
Oh,
Yeah. So
I'm
she's
surprised
amused.
Stripe is muzzled, but it's
Yeah.
good that she's muzzled.
Right, right. Well, and thankfully, again, this since she is a data copy, she will not have the voice, and she will not take control of you unless for some reason you can't make it on that day. But even then, probably wouldn't.
Unless somehow she also gets, access to the D10 and starts hacking things.
No, I think that'll be, yeah. I mean, again, this isn't literally her. This is a copy of her. I mean, this is kind of an existential question. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Programming joke. Souls, much like strings, are immutable.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Oh.
yeah, you
Anyhow,
did plus equals.
yeah, I'll turn to my party and say, I think we should consider going home.
What do you say, gang? Uh, uh, well, Smink chimes in and he's like, "Yeah, we haven't been back to the pad in a while. Home sounds good to me right now."
I have a quick question just because I was looking at my character sheet and I put a cube in the middle of the
Yes.
6. Can you remind me what that is?
Right. So that was for on level 6. So here's another fun thing is that once you hit the level of your special dice, like for Tad, it's the D6. For the Neos, it'll be level 10. For Chew, it'll be level 8. There is like a special class advancement. For the Fool, it's called the Lucky Break, where he gets something that he really wants. But he kind of does that every session anyway, because he's got the Fool's Prep, where he can just pull an item out of thin air. So instead, I gave him a special sigil. So now your 6 on the D6 is permanently, when you roll a 6 with your D6, you can either activate your any special for your pool, or you can get a hint or a clue as to where a magical item in the world is that you saw while tripping balls from having licked a psychedelic toad.
Okay. So it's my choice of a plus or a hint. Is that right?
Yes, yes. So if
Okay.
and it's a little weird. It's only for your fool die. If your fool die rolls 6, you can
Right.
either do
Right, right,
whatever
right,
special.
right.
Yeah, yeah, or you can get that hint. But yeah, and that
Okay.
symbol is a little cube.
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to make certain I understood because I'm going to write a note to myself rather than just having the cube.
Sweet. I'd be happy to run that down, because that's a little quirk I got from Gillen himself. He said that, yeah, he likes to give the fools special symbols to draw on the dice instead of just
Yeah.
circles and crosses. But yeah, so
So
you and Rose, she says, yeah, if we could get back home, that would be great. Do you all want to try the ritual? So she knows about
so
it. She knows what it is.
so what I do is I'm going to add across to my die on the 5
Mm.
to materialize a um intricately made of leather, but somehow smelling like an actual rose, but not one that would ever um wilt or anything. Rose. And I hand it to Rose and I say, but this place is so interesting. There's so much to learn here. I haven't had this much fun in forever. Come with me.
Awesome. I like that. I also love the leather rose for Rose. As okay, so that's one. You don't want to go. Eamon, how do you feel?
Um,
Though I should
this entire
point out really quickly, and this is like not stated yet, this is more for the if I don't change Rose's mind, I'm siding with Rose.
Mm, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Uh, uh, let's see what Eamon says real quick.
um,
Before Rose weighs in.
during all of this, while people are talking, he's some kind of looking at his hand that apparently has stuff on it, like
Gore and viscera.
oh jeez.
And it's so spicy. It's like a concentration of red hot and blood.
Um, now does it have the consistency of blood, or does it have the consistency of like
Oh, it's sticky.
candy?
It's the stickiest substance. It's actually as sticky as blood is very sticky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think that but then there was one kid that I worked with who cut himself and a huge like glop fell on the floor weirdly and it stayed there for like weeks. It was so weird. Yeah. Just to vocalize my experience with other people's blood on air real quick,
Yeah.
clarify that.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
At this point, after kind of saying like, oh, jeez, what?
Chew is literally wiping his arm on his pants, which is great.
He's got like he would honestly not be really paying attention because right now it's like at this point he just mumbles out, okay, I don't think it's actually drugs.
So real quick here, not yours. Eamon's substance use history. Does he drink casual drink, anything like that? Is he a teetotaler? What's going on?
I'll just model it after myself. Like I was the person who in college you would call at 2 a.m. because they'd beat people because people would be like, who is awake and sober?
Mm.
And I always answered because I got free Hardee's out of it.
Okay. There you go. Okay.
Um,
So he's
and then
not.
and as far as like not a teetotaler because it's more just because, and I'll just base it off of this, has the Asian liver,
Okay.
Asian flush syndrome,
Gotcha.
because I hadn't developed the patch for it yet
Okay.
at this point in
Okay.
time.
What is the
So,
patch?
it's supposed to counteract the allergic reaction to alcohol.
Oh, I thought something else. I didn't realize it was a literal patch, but thank you.
Yeah, they make a literal patch now, which
Oh, wow.
one of my friends bought me so we could try a bottle of wine sometime because so literally that's the only reason for really not drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll throw this one out there just because I think it's funny. He's allergic to weed as well.
Good to know. So that's where I would say that is definitely funny. I would say that I don't know if he's ever been hungover before, but he most certainly is now.
Yeah, and it's like at this point he'd probably just go with. He's only half paying attention. He's probably just gonna follow wherever, kind of revert back to just kind of following wherever the group goes, and every once in a while, just if they see like a surface, just kind of like start rubbing their arm, like this stuff is just unless I see if I happen to see like there's some like water or something, I'll be like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Unfortunately, nothing around right now, but for next session, I will find a place for you to clean. Um, so, oh gosh, so that's now back to me, where you're like just kind of going with the group, and Lex says, okay, okay, let's go home. Alan says, hey, stay with this leather rose. Let's cut back to Lee in the room. The fallen has arisen. It's time to fight. Or what do you do? Because you have 3 dexterity and it only has 2, so you can act first. This is clearly a feral monster. This is the kind of thing that I would imagine someone with firearms experience would just know to shoot at instinctively.
Yeah, he definitely thinks that this ain't right. We need to put this dog away.
All right. So what you're going to do is your Colt 45 is a normal Colt 45 at this point. So you're just going to roll 3d6 for your 3 points in dexterity, no d10. So that's the thing is once you activate it with some, I was going to say fool's gold, but fair gold, then you get your d10 added to the dice pool. So go ahead and give me a roll of 3d6.
I rolled a 2, a 3, and a 6.
Oh, awesome. So that is a bullet sinks cleanly into the fallen's shoulder. It is wounded, but it is not down. And it is now going to come at you a little bit and charge and fairly go for you. And it rolls a 3, a 3, and a 5. So it deals 1 hit to your guard and is now is moved up to you. It is attempting to kind of claw and bite at you, but you're able to kind of fend it off with your close range. And so if you wanted to try to hit it with the butt or well, I would say that you can shoot your gun, but you're at a slight disadvantage since you're wrestling with it. So it'd be 2 dice
Yeah,
if you want to try
this
to
is
get a close range headshot.
we're now in melee, right? Is that
Yeah, it's pretty melee. There's not too much of a distinction. So I was basically just saying, I mean, if however you want, I don't know if you want to try to do a maneuver of some sort with, I mean, you're kind of backed up against the table a little bit as it's pressing towards you. Yeah.
Quick question. Do I have my daggers on me yet?
Yes, of course. So you have all your equipment. So you have daggers. If you want to, I guess, a dagger, you would use dexterity for close combat. So so you could still roll 3 with that.
Absolutely. I would like to sort of either stab it and where I think the sort of brain area is, or somewhat try to decapitate it.
There we go.
Okay. That's a 3, a 6, and a 6.
There you go. Boom. So you shove that dagger clean up into, the bottom of its jaw. What little light there was goes out in its eyes, and it coughs up a tiny golden cube as it slumps down and dies. And you have instinctually it is the harshest, fiendiest craving for this little dice. Whatever fidgety compulsion you have is on overdrive for playing with this thing. And this is a piece of fair gold, so this would activate you have a base AI companion, your heads up display, your gun gift. So how would you consume it? Because you're probably going to want to, because a few more fallen are starting to emerge from the ground around you as well.
Yeah, I think that sort of I kind of imagine this idea of he sees it and obviously he goes and grabs it, never
Mhm.
felt this feeling before ever, and he has that weird sort of compulsion. I don't know about y'all, but when I was growing up, I would put coins in my mouth, just for the
Mhm.
texture and things.
Yeah.
So I think he feels the need to sort of put that in his mouth and
Does he tuck it in
yeah,
his lip?
yeah,
Chew?
almost yeah,
Wow.
kind of tucks it into his cheek, almost like a dip, I guess.
Yeah, just got to gum it a little bit.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. So you're now sucking on that die, and its juices are flowing into you, and your systems are coming online. They're powering up. You have a sort of base AI interface, for Peter. It's like a heads up display. It's going to be sort of like just alert notifications, unless you pick the AI companion, and then you'll probably have like a Western little assistant, little spur, something like that. But
Tenor.
what's that?
Tenor.
Tenor. Whoa! Oh, there we go. Tenor and Tenny. This is perfect. This
That's
is
pretty great.
perfect. Okay. But with the more fallen around you starting to emerge from the ground, we are now going to cut back to the group really quick. As before, Rose can give an answer. I don't remember how Lex got out of the Forge God last episode, but apparently the husk of it was amidst the rubble, while all the other god monsters had run off. It remained, and so this beast lurches up from under the rubble and goes, and it squeals out some manner of "You cannot stifle me." I this reclaiming its godhood, reclaiming its mantle. We are doing an immediate retcon. I said that Peter could was a possible seedling of a god, but I worry that I offended the Forge God, because after our session driving that evening, I got a flat tire and induced an aggressive slew of bugs at my day job. So I took that as, oh, my apologies, Monsieur God of the Forge. Let's adjust this a little bit. And so now you're going to fight it. This is a hulking automaton, a creature of gears, and it is towering a good 10. Yeah, it's giant. It is truly a colossus. That is charging up around all of you. It's not very fast. So if you wanted to attempt to attack it first, who is feeling? I think it would be either Lex or Eamon, because I think they both have 4 dexterity. So which of them would want to act first um, at this colossal beast?
Is anything else like rising around it, or is it just it?
It's just it. There's rubble all around it, so there's kind of like your typical. It's like a little bit uneasy terrain, because of all the different rocks. So it might be a little challenging to do something. We'll figure that out. But no, it's alone. It's a giant. It's whirring. It's gearing. Okay, so here's the thing. So initially, I'd said that the God of the Forge was a variety of molecular gastronomy, but once Tad pointed out I hadn't designated a god of chocolate yet, I decided actually, yes, the Forge God is the god of chocolate, because chocolate is so versatile. It can be forged into a bunch of different flavors, different techniques. So the chocolatier god, right here. It's like clearly a damaged giant automaton that is, instead of bits of oil coming off, there's chocolate running through the gears. That like there's like kind of an open chocolate fountain at its rib cage. It's kind of spurting and sputtering everything around. But it is the only enemy to fight.
I mean, if I can go first, I
Yeah.
call up Tony and say, I need a fair gold.
Oh, you need a fair gold. Oh, right, because you have the one free per day. That was your one. I don't know what we decided on, but if
Well, I have the free per day, and I also Tenny is my dealer.
right, for the memory. So again, the memory merchant, you
Yeah, for the
could
memory merchant.
yes, you could power up, but you couldn't overcharge. You were at full charge, I believe. So your 1 free per day would get you 1 for an overcharge.
Yeah, I could power up, but I can't overcharge with that.
The memory stuff for now. Well,
Uh,
we'll find a way to overcharge. We'll find a way to overcharge. But it'll
well, what I
be
wanted to do was gain access to, and I think it probably means, figure out what you want. I think it's gonna, uh, I want to get access to, shoot, I just had it in front of me. 1 second. Hacking protocol interface. If humanity interface with a system, you're immune to any
oh,
feedback on a failure. Oh,
perfect. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
mostly I just want to hack into this thing and see if I
Yeah.
can, you know,
I
solve
mean,
it.
if you want to use your free for the day to get an overcharge on that roll, if you want to turn it into an overcharge situation, we can do that. If you want to do a regular hack, we can do that too.
Um,
Both will
let's
be good.
let's overcharge it.
Overcharge it. So okay. So let's see here the overcharge. To overcharge a gift, describe your desired effect. You're gonna go harder with this roll and no negative feedback. Um, so the cost, yep, you're 1 fair gold. That seems pretty fair. Then for the overcharge, roll just your D10. If the result is odd, it works perfectly. If it's even, it mostly works, but something goes amiss.
Let's find out. It is even.
Okay, so something's going to go amiss.
That's fine.
That is okay. But go ahead and do a full roll. So your 4 plus your D10 to see where I can steer that.
So we got a natural 10 on the D10 and
Damn.
then a 6 on one of the D6s, and everything else is below 4. So.
Shit. Okay. So let's see here. Something's going to go amiss. So like you okay. Um so non-physical feedback. Okay. So yeah, so you're
So it's the kind of, I mean, like something you could do, and this is just
Yeah,
throwing
yeah, yeah.
something out there, is, I'm hacking it, but, and I successfully hack it, but
Mhm.
before I'm able to hack it, I sort of accidentally stumble across what you might call like a tripwire or alarm.
Mhm.
And in doing so, something happens, like maybe
Yeah.
it creates a whole bunch of minions or,
Mm.
something else that might be uh intensifies the situation.
Okay. All right. I do like that. So with that, we are oh, why okay. I don't know why this is always my move, but I'm gonna do it this time too. I always get compelled to tip my hand early. So with the hacking protocol, you the you have tripped something to where it's its chest cavity is turning translucent, and so the room that Willy found himself in is inside the automaton. This isn't really a disadvantage. This is kind of an advantage, but he's inside it, so you can see another figure fighting at several fallen who have emerged inside there. So Lee, if you would like to, you are now powered up. Your Colt 45 is buzzing. Would you like to unleash a dexterity roll with your D10 to see how powerful of a shot you can do against these enemies that are?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought you never would ask. So what I'm going to do is, obviously I'll leave it to you as the master, is
Mhm.
I have my D10 in my other bag, or my percentile die in another bag. So I can
Mhm.
either roll a digital D10, or you can roll it for me, however you prefer.
Oh, if I can go ahead and roll your dice for you, or you can roll it digitally. Either way. Oh, you said you have a D10 in the back. Okay, so I'll roll your D10, but you've got your D6s.
I do.
Okay, cool. So you roll your 3 there. I'll roll this here. That was a
Okay.
3, unfortunately.
Okay. I rolled a 2, a 5, and a 5.
Okay, so that's 2 5s. So you blow one completely away. There is a comically sized hole through the middle of it, and it collapses in on itself. And there, with that, another piece of fair gold falls down for you. And I mean, you'll have to grab it on your next turn there, but uh,
So can I
those are,
ask you then, when I see this fair gold sort of come up, is
Mhm.
the compulsion so real? It's like I have to have that first before the threat of danger, or
Right. Well, you don't have to. You'll feel it strong. It's the kind of thing where basically like you won't be able to ignore it once the fight's over.
yep.
If you want to go for it, like do a dive and then overcharge, you'll probably need to make a dexterity roll, see if you get it.
Okay.
Those sorts of things.
Gotcha.
We are okay. So I've also now decided that the feedback is that the so the automaton was sort of paralyzed, but now it is spewing up more chocolate than ever. So there's kind of like a hazardous area around it that's gonna, there's now a bunch of slippery chocolate on the rocks around this
Steaming
thing.
hot, slippery chocolate.
Yes. What is that a reference to?
I don't know. I was
Okay.
just saying like it could be like kind of like if it's steaming hot, then it's,
Oh yeah.
potentially harmful and more just than
Yeah.
just slipping you. Oh, right.
Yes. There's a heat component to the environmental hazards going on. Next up, I believe Eamon is still faster than, yeah, he's definitely faster than the automaton, and as far as I remember, he's faster than Alan. So, what do you feel like doing?
It's automaton. You said there's gears.
Mhm.
Is there any seem to be any kind of main gear on it?
There's one protruding from the sternum that you could tell is kind of the main one. It's currently like kind of locked up and spasming and spewing chocolate due to the hacking of Lex. But this is the same entity that 2 sessions ago you were able to throw your peer and pierce it in the eye to stop it from creating more minions. Um,
Well, it worked one time.
all
Chucking.
right, that's 4 plus your 8, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's 2 6s, a 4, and a 3.
Um, okay, so that's 3 hits as 1 defense, so it takes 2 damage. And you have thrown it is since this is feeling like a comical episode, it is comical how it goes right back in the same place in its eye, and it goes, "Oh, not again, damn it!" And sort of screams out. Tad Rose is startled but safe. Do you feel like joining in this melee, or
Okay, describe the automaton again.
so the automaton is like a giant, like a good 15 feet tall. It is a like clockwork creature that has chocolate blood that is kind of spewing out all around it. It's currently paralyzed, stabbed in the eye. It was hacked by Lex, so it is stuck in place and spewing out chocolate all around it. So it'd be a bit difficult to approach. This is where I remind you, you do have your Thunderbolt Guitar Blast from a range. That would be a safe way to get a good hit on it. And then I don't remember if Lee was standing up and away, but we revealed
Does it
that
does it have arms and legs?
yes, so it's humanoid shaped. It's humanoid
It's
shaped.
humanoid shaped, long arms, short arms,
They're not too long. They're pretty proportional, I'd say.
legs straight right now, or is there any sort of bent knee?
No, they're kind of bent and paralyzed. Kind of like having a standing mechanical seizure of some sort.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said it's bleeding. How is the chocolate pooled?
It is kind of splashing and coating the rocks around it now, and is staying hot and molten and slippery. So it's standing amongst rubble, and then that rubble is covering in hot, slippery chocolate, as Peter so thankfully defined. So that's kind of what's going on with it
Oh,
right now.
so are we going to decide that it mostly looks like this since Peter
Oh, I'm
sent a
not. Let me
picture?
let me see here. Let me Let me look at
I
the
don't know. I
chat.
just threw that up. I was
I do like
looking
that.
for
That's
chocolate
pretty good.
robot stuff, but actually, I think I
That's
found
actually
like
that's perfect because it has like a perfectly square box for a chest, and Lee is inside its chest in a room fighting the Fallen that you is now
And
visible. So yeah,
do I know he's inside the room
yes,
or
it
okay.
turned
that is
transparent.
an alternative. Apparently,
Okay.
somebody made a
So
chocolate or a
I got
robot
that.
do you
I
think
got that wisp robot real sexy like you asked, boss.
if it was decapitated, would that open up an entrance to the room?
That'd be a simple way to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
So
I think
I
there'll probably be a door on there or some way to
I
crash through
I
it.
am going to run around the edge of the pooled molten chocolate and
Mm,
parkour over rocks and and like using the bent knee or the arms or whatnot to try to get to a position where I
mhm.
can fly through the air and use the Carlisle sword to to decapitate the robot so that we can help Wilhelm.
So you will have you got your 3 dexterity, and then your fool die, but I think there would be a disadvantage for parkouring over chocolate. Um,
Okay.
so so there we go. Unless there was something from an instance from your past in which you succeeded or trained for slippery parkour.
I mean, once again, I'm a trillionaire and I get bored easily. So, I mean, I
Yeah,
have a
I
parkour
feel like
room.
anytime you do this, he's gonna
No, no,
come
no.
up with
I'm saying that I
something.
have a parkour room. I don't know that I've ever thought to make it slippery.
And that's the key.
Fair
That's the
enough.
key. This is what
Mm,
enables the parkour, but still doesn't overcome the disadvantage because you
right,
cannot think of chocolate parkour.
right. However,
Nobody parkours in the rain.
I do have a 6/6, but then a one on the fool die.
Okay,
The one on the fool die I need to point out also has a cross on it. Um,
perfect.
so
I,
uh
you know what's going to happen there? That is enough for me to say that while parkouring, you slipped, went into an aggressive corkscrew with the sword, and so you crashed directly into this creature's chest. So you are now Winnie the Pooh stuck out of his chest, your back legs dangling, your front half has burst through. So Lee, you see
do I still
this.
have the sword though?
You still have the sword. The sword is
Okay.
fine. The sword's good.
Okay.
You see this sword wielding. I believe we said you had like black leather. There's a guitar on your back.
Yeah, I was about to
So
say which side or is it split between is the guitar?
I'm gonna say you're just like your guitar is intact somehow. Some through
But is the guitar intact and usable to me? Is the guitar
oh,
intact
so
and
it's still strapped
completely on the outside,
it's
or
strapped to your
is it
back.
it's strapped to
So
my back
so
in
you
half and
can't
half?
yeah, you can't wedge it out. You are a torso poking through the room. You've got your sword. So you can slash at anything you can reach, but I don't think you could get your guitar out because
I would have to
it's
do something to be able to get the guitar out. Gotcha.
something weird. Yeah, something would have to happen. I think if you wanted to like use it for your electric blast, you'd probably get hurt with some feedback potentially. But yeah, you are fully poo beared into this chocolatier robot, and bamfed in half bamfed into the room. Um, so yeah, so that's happening.
All right.
Smink and Droke here are, gosh. So what's this automaton? Okay, so it's double locked
Oh,
up.
I now have a quick question.
Of course.
Um, since when I erase all crosses, um, oh, I just erase all crosses, so
Okay,
it
I had
doesn't
a
really
feeling
matter.
erase all
What I
crosses.
was trying to figure out is,
Whether you get another
um,
circle.
this no, well, no, this will be the circle question.
Mhm.
When you roll a circle, um, you erase all but one circle and add a
Mhm.
cross to a different face.
Oh,
Now, since I have the cube in 6, when I
uh-huh.
erase all but one circle, is that the one that counts as a circle, or will I have a circle plus that cube?
Circle plus cube.
Okay.
Yeah. So that 6 is permanently that good old cube there for you.
Well, okay. So I am now down to a circle on 4, my cube on 6, and no crosses.
Sweet.
And
There
I
we
am
go.
Winnie the Pooh into which side of the
So since you were going head first, your head is pointing towards Lee. You are pointing into the room,
No,
and
no,
your
no. I
legs are
meant
going
I
down the side.
am I on
You're directly
the
in the face of its square chest, so it could look down and see your legs
okay.
dangling there.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm on the front of the chest
Mm-hmm.
going in.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool.
And so the automaton the automaton is now struggling to talk. It has been pretty thoroughly assaulted. Um, I mean, it's still kicking. It's got a couple hits left. But it finds itself unable to do anything. Let's pan to Lee here. So now that you've had this stranger bust in on your party and you just blasted somebody, the two fallen left are going to split. Basically, one's gonna go for Alan. I'm gonna do that roll now. And ooh, unfortunately, it is you know what? I'm gonna be mean. I'm gonna give it an advantage because you're immobile. No more hits. Okay, so you take 2 hits, Alan, to your guard. As this thing, you are now having to deflect claws, and it has whittled that away a little bit because it rolled 2 4s and a 6. Uh, so that's 2 hits on you. And now the other one is going to jump at Lee. And that is also rolled very well. That is going to be 3 hits. So I'm because I think you took one before, so I think that's probably fully depleted your guard.
Yep.
Yeah, so it is clawing at you. You are now covering in minor nicks, scrapes. It is um, you're gonna have to blow it away in this shot to not take some damage.
Yep. My go? Okay.
Yeah. So you're up now. You're good to. We'll do the same thing before the two-sided.
Cool.
I'll roll the d10 for you unless
Yes,
you grabbed
please.
it. Okay.
And as he goes to shoot, I will say, like he looks over at the hole in the wall with this guy being Winnie the
Uh-huh.
Pooh, and is like, "Well, who the fuck are you?" That is not good. 2 2s and a 1.
Thankfully, you rolled a 10 on your d6. I'm gonna be generous.
D10
I'm gonna
on your
d10.
D10.
Yeah, you rolled a 10 on the d6 somehow. That's some.
It's a
We're up to
magical world.
shenanigans. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm just gonna say that's big enough to where you get a lucky shot, a lucky headshot, and that fallen collapses as well. So now there's just a 1 left. Let's go back to the top of the order and say, hey Lex, what are you thinking of? What do you feel like? Where do we go from here?
My main thing is trying to calm this thing down, like get
Hmm.
out of attack mode
Okay.
with the hacking that I've started. So I
Okay.
don't imagine it's intelligence anymore, but I would imagine charisma, and maybe I still get the G10. That's up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if you want to do charisma with the D10, that actually does sound kind of fair. Because now you're getting Tenny to interface with it, and say, hey, what's going on? Could we not right now?
I gotta reroll a die. Hold on.
Okay.
It fell on the floor.
Yeah, that taints it.
Okay, I got 2 2s and a 5.
2 2s and a 5. Okay, so that's at least a success. And you're saying something like, hey, daddy, chill. Um, we're what would you try to say to it? How would you try to calm down a raging, chocolate spewing, stabbed in the eye god of technology?
Uh, I don't know. I feel like I want to treat it like a cat, but it's a robot. So I want to be like, calm down and like kind of like give it this feeling that I'm petting it, even though I'm not, and be like,
Right.
it's all right. It's all right. We're not, we're not gonna shit. I want to say we're not gonna hurt you, but I just saw what Alan did. And it's like we
We
can settle down and stop fighting.
we can control Z this.
The sun's getting real low.
Yep, that's for sure. Okay. I will take that into consideration. Eamon, you have thrown your sword, so you are now also a regular guy. Is there anything else you'd like to do, or should we then cut to Tad's counter sword attack against the fallen that's pinning him?
Um, I think I'm just gonna kind of strafe around, just so I'm in a more strategic position.
Okay.
Since Lex seems to be trying to calm it down, and basically, if I need to in a pinch, run up, basically, so I have a easier way to run up towards my sword.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So you're in position to. Okay. So you're kind of staying out of the chocolate, but close enough to where you could jump onto it to get your sword if things get violent again. Okay. Sounds good to me. Alan, Tad, would you like? I presume you would like to try to swing your sword at this fallen that is coming at you. I'm going to say it's going to be the same. What's
I
that?
mean, that does seem like a
Well, it's a reasonable thing to do, which is why you might not do it.
reasonable idea. However, now, does it actually have hands on me, or is it
Not.
just coming at me?
It's not grappling you. It made a few swipes with its claws that you were able to deflect with your sword, but you know that
Okay.
you can't keep it up much longer. So you need to make an attempt at an attack, which again would be dexterity. It would just be
So my question is, I am also a martial artist, and I have my
oh
concealed one-shot pistol.
oh, I forgot about your pistol. It sounds like an
Um,
opportune time to pistol it.
you said that I can't quite get to the guitar, but it's chocolate. It's a chocolate wall
Yes.
that I'm stuck in, right?
Well, it's not made of chocolate, so well,
It's not
I
made
guess
of chocolate?
well, I guess it probably is. It's probably all, yeah, that's how they are. So yeah, okay. So it's
So
well, so here's the thing. So if you do try to dislodge the guitar, you might uh unstuck yourself and fall out the front. So you would fall backwards out of the room and wouldn't be able to help. That's the problem with grabbing the guitar.
well, you haven't heard my plan yet.
That is fair.
So my plan is that I hold the wall in front of me while swinging my feet to kick the chocolate above me so that I can tumble into the room, swing my guitar down, and fire chain lightning.
So okay, so we're definitely going to need a dexterity roll. So similar situation, 3 dice, one of which is your fool die. So two regulars plus the fool for a disadvantaged to see if you can pull off that maneuver or if anything might go awry there.
3 and 2 and a 3 on the full die.
And a 3 on the full die, but there wasn't a circle there. So unfortunately, you did not succeed at this.
Okay.
So I'm actually going to say that you remain stuck. So you could still make an attack with a sword if you want. You just don't go anywhere.
And remain stuck, not even loosened or anything like that.
I mean, maybe next turn it'll be a little easier if we don't resolve this first. But yeah.
So my biggest question, we didn't completely answer. The concealed one shot, is it concealed in a place that I can get it?
Yes, that's like up your
Okay.
sleeve, so you can use that
So
term.
so I sigh like Indiana Jones and pull out the pistol and shoot the thing in front of me.
Awesome. So
And
go
remember,
ahead.
it's a one-shot OP.
Yes. So no disadvantages here. So roll your regular dexterity pool plus your fool die.
My dexterity pool is the 3 dice.
Mm-hmm.
So 6, 3, 3, and 1. But I forgot to add, I needed to add I wouldn't have added on 1. I needed to add a plus because of the last
okay.
roll every time. Or I needed to add
Gotcha.
a circle rather.
So I didn't.
So I'll be
Yeah, you
adding
actually
2
cut
circles
out
now.
right as you were. Gotcha. Right as you were reading, you cut out. So what was the result again?
Oh, it was a 3, 3, and 1 and a 3, or it was a, you know what? I forgot and it moved.
Okay.
So let's actually scrap it entirely
Yeah.
so that I can add the circle that I was supposed to have added,
Fair.
which
Yeah.
I would have added on 3.
Right. And I
So I
didn't.
have circles on 3 and 4 and my
Okay.
cube on 6. I have no crosses. I am officially rolling the dice now.
Yes. If I don't hear it, it doesn't roll.
And I have 5, 5, 4, 4 with a 1 on the fool die.
Perfect. So this fallen is hit with somehow a slug from a pistol, and it flies across the room and dissolves, drops some fair gold.
I mean, I like to think that my pistol doesn't actually fire slugs as much as massive orange energy bolts that also somehow sound like whatever to each individual is their least favorite sound.
I like that. So it's like I'm imagining,
so as it shoots towards them, they will be covering their ears in horror,
right.
And then it will hit them, and they will just disintegrate.
And it's like boink, or
What does everybody else hear?
Everybody, anybody, myself included.
So what are your bullets sound like to you?
I just heard a train screeching to a halt.
Interesting. Okay. Lee, how would that bullet sound to Willy?
Oh my goodness. I just heard the absolute highest pitch of a blood curdling scream.
Perhaps a Wilhelm scream.
Yep, just like that. That's hilarious.
I will spare anyone from me doing the most annoying sound in the world from Dumb and Dumber. Jim Carrey does. I will not inflict that on anyone, but that's what I would hear it as. Awesome. Okay, so the fallen have been dispatched. The chocolatiering god, he's kind of breaking down a little bit. Pun not intended, but welcomed. He's like, something about this. So all right. So this is now the end of the episode. This is gonna kind of break it down. I'm not sure. So this is where we can actually start to forge a relationship. Again, pun welcomed, with the Forge God. My original intent here was that.
So did I fall out when I shot the guy, or am I still stuck in the middle?
That's a good point. Yes, you did fall out the front because the force of the shot.
Okay.
And you loosen yourself. So boom. So you popped out. There's a hole in the front of it. The Lee could come out.
As I look up at him, and he seems to like have calmed and want to talk to us now.
The chocolatier god, it's kind of collapsing down into just a box with a head on top, so that Willy could step out of the front there and meet the group if he wanted to.
Does it look at all friendly?
It's looking pacified and irritated and tired.
Okay, I would interpret it. I would totally interpret that as friendly.
Yeah.
I go, hey, dude, you're the chocolate god. I know the marshmallow god. Is there a graham cracker god? Because that would be awesome.
Oh, not yet. Probably not. Probably no graham cracker god. I don't think I decided on everything.
That's what the chocolate god says to me. I'm
No.
talking to the chocolate god. He
Right,
is allowed
right,
to roll his eyes and not respond, but I am talking to the chocolate god, not to the
right,
grandmaster.
right, right. Oh, that's a great point. It's a great point. I think instead, he would say something like the only graham crackers I know are comics, not edible. And that's literally a reference to Graham Cracker Comics, retail chain, comic book stores in the Chicagoland area that I frequented when I lived there. Huzzah!
Pretty good.
Um,
Pretty good.
but yeah, um, um, that's it. I'm so torn because I can't quite bring myself to say that the gods don't know about s'mores, but I have yet to does. You know what? That's there we go. There we go. Um, what he actually says to you is, trickster, you're the god of graham crackers. Because remember, the trickster god had attached itself to Tad. It did not leave, or Alan did not leave his body, and was rather mysterious and didn't say anything. So,
Okay, so now I'm snapping my fingers and trying to figure out, I'm looking around to see if the graham crackers will appear in the air, and that's probably what I'll do for the rest of the episode while you
there
guys are
we go.
doing whatever your thing is.
There we go. And Rose just walked up to you because she's
Unless Phil tells me that a graham cracker does appear, at which point game
I
on.
mean, go ahead and roll your d6. Your fool die.
Two.
Now, you snap your fingers and you think you feel like some crumbs, but those might have been there before.
Okay.
It might
And
have
by
been
the way, after the
amount of
last
time you had a
roll, I
s'more.
added a 0 to the 5 die, or
I think you're. I think
Certainly
that was clever enough to where I'd reward that with another circle as well. So
okay. So
we're
now there's a
we're loading
circle
up.
on the 2 die because I keep rolling 2s, even though I don't have circles there.
There we go. And that's where Rose walks up to you and she's like, honey, it's not that, it doesn't work like that. I'm not
But
sure.
I keep
I'm not sure what she
trying.
knows about it. You do. You just
I keep trying.
I had plans to kill either Smink or Droke, but I couldn't work it in, so they have continued to live.
That's good because I like them.
There we
I
go.
haven't
All right.
managed to tell them that I like them yet, but I like them.
Okay.
They seem cool. I
They are
want them
cool.
to be my
Yeah,
grizz.com.
but it could be the dwarves. Think about it.
Kind of. Yeah, they're a little bit like those guys. But yeah, so they both continue to live. They continue to hang out with you. They're like, hey, we'll try to find a path again. I guess they're probably also a little concerned because they are they're they don't realize that they're on a different die yet. Because again, Lee, I don't remember if this is clear in the book or not, but the world is
A
literally
different die or a different side of the die?
no,
a different die.
different
because
die.
we
Gotcha.
jettisoned off of the old one and then crashed into a new one.
That's right.
I should probably figure out which side y'all are on. Well, that's interesting. So with the pacification of the chocolatier god, Willy, would you like to introduce yourself to the group as you step out of the chocolate chamber and are a gunslinging cowboy loner? Take it from here.
Absolutely. So I have to say this, after which I'm sure after the building collapses and reaches sort of ground level, as it were, Willie will have gone and picked up those 2 fair gold and put them into his like sort of pouch area, unless he needs to consume them right away. But I think I can store them, right?
They last 24 hours or until the next morning. So from here we're saying, okay, it's been, days are hard between months.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But we'll get there.
Oh, good. So as he sort of put that in pouch and he's walking out and you hear sort of boot steps and he's reloading his gun because a revolver only has 6 shots, so he's expending the 3 cartridges and he's going, I asked you once, who the fuck are you? And
This
he's
is
looking
where
at the girl.
Rose steps in because Rose recognizes you.
Willy? Is that you? How'd you get here?
Miss Rose. I I'll be quite honest. I don't know how I got. What are you doing here?
That is a long story that we're still figuring out, to be honest. But we will certainly need protection going forward. Rose is suddenly she's kind of getting ideas. She's getting realizations. She's getting a flash of a conversation between the Lord of Light and the God of Fate that is the God that the Master, the not God, not Master, made a pact with, to where they're discussing what to do about the trickster God.
Hmm.
And they say, we can't remove him completely, but we can condense him down to this. And so Rose knows there's some object that is related to the trickster God in that realm. And that's about a good time for the end of the episode. I was hoping at some point that someone would have looked around. I didn't really describe the environment beyond the rubble, but just at the edge of your vision, you're now realizing there was a wall. A giant time bubble is coming down from overhead and is falling down so that now you can tell that, okay, you still are on die. Early on, I established that die is a little bit weird. It feels different than our reality because there are 3 cardinal directions instead of 4. Because standing on the die, you can only go based off of the sides to one of 3 different sides. And so you can now see like that edge of horizon that, okay, no, you're still here. This is still die. There are places to go. And as that time bubble falls down, Peter, Lex sees in her heads-up display a rapid firing of ding, 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 ding,
Well, that's
as you
annoying.
get more notifications and you see that, let's see here, 24 times 7 times 16 times let's see here. It's your playtime has gone from 4 digits to about 12. Between where you were on the previous world and now, about 1,000 years have passed.
Great.
So
Yeah, that needs to be not this session, but I'm starting to make a list of things where it's like these are my now objectives. And one of those is now to go figure out what the time is,
the time dilation,
what the time is back home.
right? And this is also where so this is a little meta note to close on. I had originally said that you were the seedling of a god that could turn into the god of the forge. That proved out to be false. The god of the forge is the god of chocolate, the chocolatier, that's fine. What you could turn into is one of the fair. And now that there are 2 of you, you know that one of you will become the fair and one of you will not. And that's the end of this episode. So yeah, and from there we move on to stars and wishes, the things that we enjoyed that we might want to see more of. I want to say stars all around. I think y'all did a great job. I had a lot of fun this episode. This was a good old time for me from Persona Generation to now. Yeah.
A good time this episode too. Lee, it's great to have you.
Yeah. Do you need a description of stars and wishes? I mean, I think Phil went over it pretty well. Stars are just like, things that you liked, and wishes are things that you wish were different.
Ah,
Yeah. Or like
Just
if
kind of give the basic of it.
on that note, Tad is also expanded it to like he said he'd hoped that we would visit the world of Lazarus as one of the sides of Die, and I told him, okay, uh, we can do that, but to unlock it, you need the King for a Day ability. So, so other little things. If you're like, hey, I think he also mentioned wanting to visit the world of Criminal, Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips' Criminal.
No, that
Okay.
was you saw that there was
Well, this was you mentioned that months and months ago, but yeah, if
oh,
I'm
did I?
saying yeah, but if Kieran Gillen writes a Criminal RPG for the Criminals Christmas special coming out this year, I feel like we kind of have to at least play one quick session of
Yeah,
that
I mean,
in game.
like, I feel like wishes very much is like exactly in line with that. Like, it's
Mhm.
anything. It could be anything from, oh, I really like. It can be hopes. I mean,
Mhm.
like hopes in wish is pretty similar. But it can be like, oh yeah, I really wish to see like, Forbidden Jungle, the board game in this world of Die. Sorry, I was trying to
Legends of the
find
Hidden
something.
Temple.
Yeah.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
So yeah,
I really want to see Hollow Knight become a thing.
yep.
I want a solid
Gosh.
die world
Ooh.
where like we go underneath like the world and have to deal with bug people.
Soul.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want,
I
and that's
yeah.
that's the wishes part. The likes part is like you take something like it's always good to try to reflect on like things that like happened during the session and sort of like one, it helps retain memory. I liked that, I could, after hacking the creature, sort of like try to charm it into, sorry, hacking the Forge God.
Mhm.
Calling it a creature is
An
little,
understatement.
little bit of an understatement. Forge God, please
Inflict
don't
flat
hinder
tires
Phil
Find
and
your
mysterious
tires.
bugs.
further.
Actually, yeah. I mean, it's at this point, yeah.
I'm less worried about myself. I mean, I think we're on a good level, other than the
Yeah.
fact that I just called it a creature, but whatever. Um, yeah, so like, I thought that was a very entertaining thing, and I did also like kind of just rehashing a lot of stuff, especially when with like bringing you on, Lee, and then rehashing sort of, hey, do we know how to escape die? And it's like, okay, so the rules for escaping die are actually told to us. And so was that told to Lee too? Like,
Ooh, that's a good point. Not yet, but I'm sure it'll come up. Basically, just
well, I mean, it's gonna probably come up naturally since that
mhm.
conversation seemed to have been interrupted. But
Yeah. It was one of those where if y'all had gotten to that point of attempting the ritual, that's what would have woken up the Forge God of Chocolate instead of what actually did.
what did it wake it up again? I don't remember.
Oh, putting the decision of whether to do it or not on Rose was like, well,
Oh,
I don't want to decide, so I'll just jump to it. That's I've done that. I've done that with several moments where I'm like, okay, I've got this prep, and then I've got this like kind of blank area, and then I'll get to this next element, and
yeah.
then
I mean, like,
yeah,
it's fair. It's a way. It's a strategy. It
yeah,
works.
yeah,
I mean,
um,
it's one of those things where if it was probably me, I probably would have rolled a die.
yeah.
But that's not necessarily like, you don't have to do that.
That
It's,
is, it's a when all else fails, roll a die. That's one of the other rules is that if you roll a die, something happens.
right. So
Otherwise,
just
why
roll
roll?
dice at random? No, I'm kidding.
You could try. You could see what.
I just rolled a 6. What were you
Right.
doing? Nothing.
What stat is
It's the
this?
most magnificent nothing that you have ever
Right.
done.
You
Yeah.
actually you're able to forget about the existence of like a comedian that annoys you or something like that.
I guess my only real wish is like, as I've been thinking about it, like just
Hmm.
make like, I don't think it's gonna be an issue. Sounds like they're different enough characters, but making sure
Hmm.
that like, there's enough difference between our Neos that,
Yes, I actually have thought about that already. I'm open to suggestions. I mean, I'm really glad that immediately Lee picked the gun and you have the sword.
yeah.
So it's a little tricky because there are only 9 gifts. But I mean, whenever possible, I feel like it's one of those where
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting to the point where like the things that like mostly interest me at the moment seem to be the AI and I feel like the light field projector is going to come into play. I'm not sure that I might end up getting Wetworks. We'll see.
Mhm.
I don't know.
And that's the thing is that again, you're going with more of the cyber part of the Neo,
Yeah.
whereas you know,
Yeah, I already feel
yeah,
like it's a pretty distinct thing. It's just,
yeah. Oh
I
yeah,
think
I'm
that
gonna
was my concern early, like in this session. I was like, oh, there's gonna be a second Neo.
mhm. And like I said, we're gonna make sure that you both have enough gold. It's not, I don't
We'll
want,
figure that out. I'm
yeah,
not worried super about that part. That can be
right.
actually kind of interesting, but
Yeah. Well, I come from, when I was a kid playing dungeon crawlers, I had a friend that his top priority was grabbing all the loot before killing anything.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So
That let me rephrase that. There definitely needs to make sure that there's balance and like,
yes,
we're figuring out how to properly, sort of not
absolutely.
just like be like, oh, there's fair gold. Oh, I'm gonna grab it. I
Right.
now have all the stocks of fair gold. And of
Right.
course, there is like that whole addiction sort of thing. So
Hmm. Hmm.
that might still happen, but it could be more of a role play sort of. I mean, like hopefully like,
Right.
whenever it happens, it's something where we're sort of talking about it and figuring out how to like make this interesting and fun, right?
Right. And also like for the way that for the way how each of your pieces are immediately a little bit different. I'm already thinking that if like you're low on gold and you're like, Willy, give me a piece, and Willy's like, here you go, and he flicks a die to you, how would that feel? Like it wouldn't turn into a coin. You would now the die would like pop into your slot. So it's the kind of thing of like there's going to be different.
Got jam it in that slot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, right. It's gonna get through there somehow. Three-dimensional plinko. I don't know, but
There you go.
yeah, yeah. Um, it was
Yeah,
exciting.
good talk about it. Damn.
Yeah. Chew, I hope you're okay with your character becoming a murderer last episode, and I hope you're also okay with the temptations to evil. I know that Eamon is very pure of heart, so that's why I thought it would be interesting to uh, uh, have him attached to such a dark entity, which I would also say that the Eldritch entity is absolutely the god of libraries because it is the god of knowledge, terrible and unknown.
I have some ideas.
Okay,
It'll make
good.
it'll make Chad look at me in a completely different new light. As I've been told when I was playing one game, they said, okay, you guys are gonna be doing crimes. Submit me a list and we'll go week. It was a week to week thing. And he got my list and he just goes, I just got the text back. What in the actual fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, you said do crimes. He goes, I said do crimes, but this is actually a well thought out plan. And it, do you do crimes? I'm like,
No, that sounds about right for you.
Are you saying that you established a like a bag of potato chips with like a tiny TV in it to allow you to murder people from a distance? Is that the kind of
I
the
mean,
level of
if I was
intricacies?
gonna rob a bank, Chew would be one of the guys I'd call.
Nice.
There you go.
There we go. And with
I'm
that,
not gonna rob a bank since we're still
Hey,
recording
Bosley.
here.
good to establish. I mean,
That's not a plan of mine right now. And for the FBI or whatever, I would totally not call Chew. He wouldn't be on board whatsoever. Definitely he would have no interest in robbing a bank for me by poisoning cookies that we'd hand out to like the cashiers or anything like that. You
no,
know?
you don't poison them. What you do is you play
Not
the
like
long
killer
game.
poison, just the thing that'll.
No, what you do is you make it so it's food poisoning.
Oh
Mm,
yeah, that they all have to go to the bathroom at once, and then you just close the door.
Well, no, because it also has a 12 to 72-hour incubation time.
mm,
Okay, okay.
okay.
But we're not talking about this. This is
No. These are
Yeah,
future
I
session
mean, you're
plans.
definitely not talking about this on air.
No, because with that, I mean, Dad,
Well, I was
this is
gonna before you
oh so
hand things back, I was gonna make sure. Lee, did you have anything that any thoughts about the session at all
oh
that you
yeah,
had?
Uh,
Just to make sure that like, because you are the new player, it's always good to
yeah,
thank you,
check
thank you.
in.
the star, I think the shining thing that shining star, no pun intended, is that just the sort of helping and feedback that I got from today's session and building this sort of character and bringing Willy to life, I think was really cool. So I think the only thing I would change, again, if we need to retcon something, I did sort of think about it. Peter, taking your line here, is that rather than getting home, I would say that and closing the door, and that's when he got transported. Is that he was making a run to the comic shop and he saw one of the little die and
Mhm.
just got immediately pulled onto that as he's making a drop off, and he goes and touches the
Interesting.
die.
And
There we
he's in the
go.
other world. I like that too. I like that too. There was a cash drop around the time, and it was delayed. But yeah, 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 yeah.
So wishes. I don't know if I have any quite yet. I'm thinking right now I'm going to learn a little bit more, go over some of the rules and skill sets for the Neo again. And yeah, I definitely think, well, of course, I'm more than happy to talk and collaborate with you, Peter, as the other Neo. But I think we can make it
Oh yeah,
effective
sure.
for both.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm not, obviously mostly I just like, I was thinking about it earlier and then like we got as far as like, oh, I should probably voice this just to like it's out there, not,
Yeah. No, no, no.
because
You're
I think
gonna
it's actually going to be an issue just
yeah,
because,
you have to pick all of the same abilities. You have to be a copy of the same character. No, that's
I
redundant.
mean,
That's
that would be a
ridiculous.
whole different
Yeah,
RP. Anyhow,
absolutely. Yeah, no, no, no. I think we're already moving in strong directions. And with that, I say, but Tad, we can't stop 22 panels yet. Like you said, you got like 11 episodes this week. You can't just abandon those fine comic book folks. We gotta get the word out. We got to spread the
Well, I
message.
wasn't
And
abandoning them. I was sticking it on you.
oh, I can't do this without you. Are you kidding me? I would fall off the
uh,
face of the earth alone.
Okay. Okay. For 22 panels, this has been the Die RPG. We will see you after the next page.